Have you ever wondered which home method of lightening hair is effective? In this video, I hope you will find the answer. For this experiment, I used my own hair that I saved. Since the last time I cut my hair, I did it again, but this time spontaneously, and I made a decision in a few seconds. Anyway, now I have material for a hair experiment. My hair has darkened in the last few years. It's a dark blonde, at least I hope it is still blonde. However, the ends are quite light, probably still from the previous bleaching, so for this experiment I decided to use the other side of the strands with a natural dark blonde. I divided my hair into strands and I added a description. I will test 8 home hair lightening methods and see if they actually work. An additional strand of hair is a control sample with which I will compare the possibility degree of lightening. The first ingredient known for these lightening properties is chamomile. To prepare a hair rinse, use 6 bags of dry chamomile flowers and pour 1 liter of boiled water on it. I used a small amount, and for 1 bag of chamomile I used about half a glass of boiling water. The next ingredient is apple cider vinegar. I used 1 part of apple cider vinegar and 1 part of water. It's better to use distilled water or filter one. You can prepare this hair rinse in a bowl and soak your hair in it, or use a spray bottle for easy application. Then we have 6% of hydrogen peroxide. This is a method that I know for sure will work, but I want to see how much it will lighten the hair and if the hair will be damaged. Another mixture is 1 part of 6% hydrogen peroxide and 1 part of strong chamomile infusion. In total, this gives us 3% hydrogen peroxide, but in combination with chamomile tea. The next ingredient is a beer, which can also be stored in a spray bottle. The best choice is an amber glass bottle, or pour the beer into a bowl and rinse your hair in it. Then we have lemon juice and water, in the proportions of 1:1. Next is honey and water. Of course, we need real honey, so it can be quite expensive if we need to prepare the mixture for the whole hair. That's why I want to find out if it's actually worth it. Mix honey with a little bit of water to get quite a liquid consistency, easy to apply. Then I added cinnamon to the mixture of honey and water, which is known as a wonderful hair lightening agent. We will see if it's true. Cinnamon, due to the fact that it stays on the surface, is difficult to mix with water. Next time I mixed honey with cinnamon first and then added water to the mixture. I soaked the prepared strands of hair one by one in the prepared solutions. The hair was well covered in the prepared mixture, and after about half an hour I rinsed it off and left the hair to dry. In the case of chamomile and hydrogen peroxide, it is not necessary to wash the hair after using them. The hair is not sticky, but fluffy and shiny. If you strain the lemon juice, getting rid of pulp, the hair does not need to be washed here as well. They can be a bit stiff, but after combing everything back to normal. In the case of beer, I thought the situation would be similar, but the hair was stick together and extremely stiff. Therefore, after using beer, it's best to wash your hair with a gentle shampoo. I don't think I need to mention about honey and cinnamon mixtures. Incredibly annoying and dirty job. After the first try, the effects are already visible. It is no surprise that the hair after using hydrogen peroxide is lighter. However, it was surprising that the degree of lightening between 6% of hydrogen peroxide and 3% in a mixture with chamomile does not differ at all. Lemon juice with water does not lighten hair at first, but when you compare to the control strand, there is a minimal difference. In the other samples, I didn't notice any difference, but you can judge it yourself in the next video clips. As I mentioned before, I prepare the strand of hair in the opposite direction to their growth. So washing, drying, and trying to comb them against the growth turned out to be quite difficult. My hair started to get tangled, it was hard to wash off the residues of the mixture, especially this one with honey and cinnamon. So I decided to shorten the strands and use the part of the hair, this time in the direction of growth. By the way, here are the effects after 5 uses. The lightest are still those with hydrogen peroxide, and I still don't see any difference between them. The degree of lightening is still the same. And comparison with a control sample. This time you can see a significant difference compared to the first day. And a comparison of the strands after using lemon juice. The lighter color is visible, but more gentle. I feel like my hair has become more shiny as well. And strands of the hair after being trimmed and tied on the other side. Now it will be much easier to work with them. I will continue the experiment. And the final result of my experiment. I applied the mixture to my hair a total of 20 times. Assuming that they were applied twice a week, visible effects can be observed after 2.5 months of use. The best lightening effect without surprise is 6% of hydrogen peroxide and a mixture of 6% hydrogen peroxide with chamomile infusion. Still, the degree of lightening on both strands is identical. This brings me to the conclusion that it makes no sense to use a higher concentration of peroxide than 3%. The hair is not damaged, it is incredibly soft and smooth to the touch. The effect is also very natural, there is no effect of transparent air as can be observed after using a bleach. The lightening has reached a maximum stage and few last uses have not increased the degree of lightening anymore. Another ingredient that works is lemon juice diluted half and half with water. The hair is definitely stiffer and thicker than in previous samples. The degree of lightening is subtle, but significant compared to the control sample. Another method that works, in my opinion, is rinsing the hair with beer. The effect is gentle, but clearly helps to lighten the hair. It is important to choose natural beer and of good quality. Unfortunately, I didn't notice any changes in the rest of the samples. A huge surprise for me is chamomile, which is known for hair lightening properties. Perhaps those 20 uses weren't enough to see any effect. I would like to add that I use organic chamomile and I even made a more intense infusion than I told you at the beginning of the video. However, I can't see any effect. The apple cider vinegar did not lighten the hair, but the hair is stronger to the touch and shinier. Therefore, it is worth doing regular rinsings with vinegar and water after each hair wash. Honey and cinnamon also did not lighten the hair. At the same time, this method is expensive if you want to use it all over your hair, and it is inconvenient. The hair, on the other hand, is clearly strengthened and smoothed out. So for this reason, I think that once in a while you can use this mask. Those methods did not cause any damage to my hair, and my hair is not dry, even though I did not use any conditioner during this experiment. I would like to add that the experiment was made on healthy and natural hair. Damaged hair can become more dry, especially if you decide to use the first 3 methods, which are hydrogen peroxide and lemon juice. Let me know if the experiment was helpful to you and if you want more videos like this. I'm also curious if you have used any of those methods and if the results were similar. Or maybe you know other more effective ways to lighten the hair. I know one more effective way, which is sun exposure. However, I made the experiment in the winter time and unfortunately this factor was missing. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!